What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chaotic Minds. As always, it is me. You got Winged.
Good evening. It's Midget.
And we are back at it again with another... No, wait, no, that's... Sorry, that's...
Exhausted episode.
That's, that intro is, Eat It or Eat It. Sorry, I can't use that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, how's everybody doing? How are you doing? I know it's been a rough couple of weeks since this new job started.
Yeah, this overnights thing may actually kill me in the long run. But hey, it's better on my migraines. They're few and far between, and they can be curbed pretty easily. So I must say I'm enjoying my job, though.
Well, there's that. I'm definitely glad to hear that you are enjoying what you do. Enjoying your job makes it less of a job. And
I'm security.
Security?
Security.
Okay. Anyways, I
And
don't know.
as soon as the boss can, he's getting me into a taser class that is dangerous, everybody.
Yep. Especially me.
Oh, and guess what they're bringing back?
No
and
idea.
I'm not going to be happy.
No idea.
You have to get tased.
Oh. Suffer.
No. I have to get clearance from my doc to be tased.
Well, yeah. You know what? The electrical shock might reset a couple of things wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, sure.
I'm perfect.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So I have two things. One thing is real small that we can just touch on and then move on if you like.
Okay.
Hopefully you bring something to the conversation. So the small thing that I want to touch on is it has been a little
I thought we discovered that that's not small.
wrong thing.
Oh.
Anyways, we have I came to the realization the other day that
He's
the
been thinking, people, this is dangerous.
Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial
Yeah.
has been over a year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It took forever, and now it's time is passing quickly. That should tell you something.
Well, I mean, everybody's so focused on it that it becomes like this hyperfixation point. And
Now they've all moved on to a new obsession. The Donald Trump indictment.
Yeah, which
I was going to say
will
incarceration because that's what I'm hoping.
I will say, in order for me to talk on it with any sort of before I speak on it, I want to read line for line what is going on.
I
want to
read line for line what's going on for the indictment, but I don't have time to sit there and read 45 pages.
49 pages.
49 pages, sorry, of dribble.
Well, it's not real drivel. It's they're going through each charge.
And
so,
the thing is the thing that I want to say about this is regardless, because everybody is innocent until proven guilty in this country.
Well, supposedly.
Regardless, they're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And I mean, I've been guilty of making the assumption that somebody is guilty of something. And I've also been like, no, that's not, that doesn't sound right.
Right.
And then they are guilty.
So in order, before we go ahead and we
Exactly.
talk on this, we are going to take, I'm going to shoot to try to talk about this for next week.
Yeah. I want to try to read the indictment first.
Exactly.
And I mean, something your dad said really hit in the back of my mind on that is do your research. You know, if someone is guilty, they will receive the punishment they deserve.
Yep.
And if they're not guilty, we'll move on.
Yep.
And that's something that your dad said that I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that. And
Shout out my dad.
yeah, we love you. But it's like, you know, him saying that has really
opened something?
opened my mind to the possibility that there are more people or things at play in this, and that's why I want to read into it, because like he said, whoever is guilty needs to be punished for it. And nobody's above the law, and that's something that he said in one of his conversations that was recorded. You know, nobody is above the law, and he needs to stick to that even if he is deemed to be guilty.
Talking about Trump, not my dad.
Yes.
Okay.
But, like, in those audio recordings that your dad actually recommended that I listen to, you know, I listened to that and heard Trump say that, and I'm like, okay, so if he's deemed to be guilty, then he deserves the same punishment as the rest of us if we would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's where my thing is. It seems more and more, it's the only thing I really want to say on it, is it seems more and more, especially nowadays, that the more money you have, the less of a harsh punishment you receive.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, that give you a little sneak peek of what's coming next week. But no, so the main thing, the big thing I want to talk about, actually has something to do with a game that you've been enjoying here recently.
Yes.
This
evening, as a matter of fact.
What is your opinion, your mindset, etc., on sequel games that come out years, and we're talking like years after the previous game did? Like for me, for example, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out almost 20 years after Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
Well, think about it. Like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 came out in the 90s.
Yeah, they were.
You realize that's over 30 years?
Well, those games were also, like, the first
computer
two
games.
were, they were PC games. You could only play them on the computer because at that point in time, we had the PlayStation platform. You know, but the PlayStation platform was very limited in what it could do versus what a PC could. That's where the whole PC master race fucking bullshit started.
And that's the thing is, like, I waited in between Diablo 1 and 2 and then Diablo 3 20 some odd years, like 25, 26 years. And then now Diablo 4. They've been working on Diablo 4 since they announced Diablo 3. Well, they've been working on the concept for Diablo 4.
The thing with Diablo 4, from what I've heard, originally it wasn't supposed to be what it is now.
No, it was supposed to be kind of like 13 Tech 2 or X2 on Final Fantasy. It was supposed to be a continuation of the story.
From what I've heard, Diablo 4 originally was going to be on the PC, or not PC, on cell phones, a.k.a. Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, that didn't go over so well.
When they announced it, there was so much backlash and so much hate and so much anger about them taking this game that millions of people love and enjoy and all of that. There was so much negativity from it that it almost... Like
it forced their hand.
It forced it to be like, no, you know what? No, we've actually got to do this.
Well, see, and that's the thing is, like, that's where the whole Blizzard issue came about, is Blizzard wanted to make it available everywhere, but what they don't realize is a lot of people don't have access to cell phones that have access to computers or to consoles. And
I'll take one thing from you here. A lot of people who have cell phones, most of them have some way of gaming on those cell phones. Like flip phones, like the old school flip phones that we used to have.
They don't.
If they haven't already been gone, then they're typically only used for like older people.
Or people that don't like a lot of stuff on their phones.
Or
kids.
People who are lower income.
And see, and even kids that are parents that want their kids to have a cell phone without all the bells and whistles, like the internet access and stuff like that. And that's what those flip phones are used for. But a lot of people don't like gaming in particular on their phones as much as they like to be able to enjoy it and sit and relax and not have to worry about their battery dying or the phone overheating or memory.
The other thing is a lot of people don't like... So most games, when they come out, they're like, hey, yeah, we made them for this system. And then you have some games that come out, they're like, yeah, you can play it on this system, but if you play it on this better system,
you get more perks.
You get a lot more of everything. Like you see, we have the Xbox, so you see like optimized for Xbox Series S and X. And then you see like for PlayStation,
the digital remasters
for the PlayStation 5, and then on the bottom PS4. Saying that it's made for this system, it's better on this system, but you can still play it on these lower ones. And a lot of people, when they see that, they're like, "But why?" And
exactly.
Granted, I can understand it.
And here's my thing, and here's another example of the sequels that are coming out that have suddenly shifted to one system only, like exclusives.
Like Final Fantasy 16.
Yes, and now I have to get a PS5. Damn it. I wanted one.
In like
just a few days.
13 days.
Yeah, and I have to get a PS5 in order to play it. A game that I've enjoyed since Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
And I have to get a PlayStation because it moved back to PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, unlike Final Fantasy 15.
Which is everywhere.
Which was released, and we have it, especially we have the Royal Edition on the Xbox.
And that's the thing is, like, people don't like that there are certain games that are going to be exclusive to certain systems.
Yeah. I mean, take a look at Halo. Halo has been
a PlayStation game.
Halo?
No, Xbox. It was Xbox
Halo
original. Sorry.
Halo was originally designed for Microsoft products.
Xbox original. Halo.
I was about to say, you and I are gonna go rounds here.
Yeah,
but no,
that's why I ended up with my gamer tag. Yeah.
I mean, there are some games that are exclusive only to the Xbox and to Microsoft, and then there are games that are only for the PlayStation.
And I mean, I
Sony.
get that, but sometimes it's like,
ultimately these developers can make a lot more money if they were to have it on
multiple
every
platform.
I mean, shit, put it on the Switch. I don't care.
Diablo 4 on the Switch. Oh God. Oh no, Diablo 4 on the Wii.
Yeah, or the Wii U.
Or like on the VR headsets, the Oculus.
That
would be fucking wicked.
That would also I will say that could depending on how they do it, be really cool, because they actually have a D&D game where you play on the Oculus system, on a VR system, but you're not actually controlling your character, so to speak. It's literally like you're playing D&D. You have little figurines, and they have a limited walk speed, and you can circle the table looking around to see, do I have line of sight? Am I hidden? That kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, could you imagine something like Diablo 4 on VR?
Or
Destiny on VR?
Destiny would be dope. I will say this right now. I'm all for innovative technology. I love, new technology coming out and all of that kind of fun stuff with it. I refuse to get the new Apple Scuba Gear.
Yeah, no.
Do you even have an idea of what I'm talking about?
I do, but I'm not an Apple product person.
So for those who don't know, here within the next year and a half, Apple is actually going to be putting out their own VR headset to rival Facebook / Meta, whatever the flip flam they're called nowadays, and to rival the Oculus. It has some really cool things. While the visor is not see-through, it does have a camera right on the inside that can see your eyes, and then it projects that out onto the front, so that way if somebody starts talking to you, you can keep it on, but it looks like you're looking somebody in the eye. Little creepy.
Yeah.
But okay. Now, you want to know what the price tag on that thing's going to be?
A lot.
Like $3,500.
Yeah, that's not feasible for most people.
And that's almost like fucking Google Glass. Like, do you remember Google Glass?
Yes.
I wanted to try that. I will fully admit, I wanted to have a set of a pair of eyeglass, or even like if they were regular glasses, like they had no prescription on them, they were just there for looks and aesthetics. to,
or blue light glasses, for your computer.
Yeah, or like cheaters, if they were like cheaters and that kind of stuff, and having that fucking shit on there, that would have been cool as shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it was fucking expensive. It was like almost the same price.
And here's the thing. Here's where I'm going to cross the line, because technology is advancing. We know this. Remember the show Sword Art Online?
Yes, SAO.
Okay. If something like that is to transpire where
I
you go
am jumping
lay down,
in. I do not care.
Yeah, no. I don't want to get stuck in that bitch.
I will.
Yeah, no.
I don't care. I will.
What are you going to do? Put your CPAP machine on? Because you're going to be out like a light in this end, and you're going to have your CPAP on.
No. They're not asleep. They're just not there.
Yeah, but if your body is at rest here, you're going to start choking on this side.
Meh.
But the thing is like, if it gets to that,
Upload my consciousness to the game. I'll be an NPC. I don't care.
If it gets to that point where you're like laying down in a certain bed or something to play these VR games, and I'm just like, or kind of like along the lines of Avatar.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, but at the same time, I wouldn't. No, thank you. I'm cool. I do not want to get stuck in some bullshit.
Let me get stuck. I don't care.
No.
Be better than this fucking world.
Yeah, but the world around you would still be happening.
Not to me.
Yeah, it would.
No,
because you'd still be here on this plane.
For now.
And that's the thing.
Till
I
can find a way to upload
stuck.
my consciousness into the programming itself, and then become an NPC and be like, haha, fuck you.
I wouldn't want to be stuck. I got too much shit to do.
But no, I mean,
we got kids to see graduate. We got kids to see get married. I think Haley's going to beat the boys to the punch on that one. But I don't know.
But no, for me, it's one of those things where I'm hesitant on it, because
I look forward to advancements.
Bringing back games, like making a sequel years after a game came out.
You're taking a risk.
Is very much taking a risk, because while on one hand you do get that nostalgia feeling that people look for, oh yeah, I played this game, and now they're putting out a new one that's going to have hopefully a new story, new characters, even if some stay, like Kingdom Hearts 3. You had Sora, you had Riku, you had Kairi, you had all of that, but like you have these new characters, or you have callbacks to the old ones that aren't there anymore for whatever reason, and that's what people are looking for these games.
They're looking for continuity.
But then you run the risk of alienating those same people that you're trying to get because a price tag, or if it's too different, or nothing makes any sort of sense whatsoever.
I'm sorry, on that price tag note, I do not see, even with cars, game systems, special VR stuff, I don't see spending that price on something and risking not having money for more important things. Like, I don't know, your home.
Yeah.
Whether you rent or own, your car, your gas for your car, your insurance, bills that have to be paid. I don't see putting off those bills just to I got to have that system. No, and that's what people, and that's what a lot of people that want those systems that can't typically afford them are doing just to get those systems.
I mean, it's part of the reason why, would it be great to have that PS5 by June 22nd when Final Fantasy 16 comes out? It'd be fantastic.
But if we can't do it, if I cannot manage to pay, if we cannot manage to pay all the household bills, keep a roof over our head and food in our cabinets, and make sure the kids are taken care of,
then we're gonna wait.
Exactly. It's not worth, I gotta have it right now. No.
Well, and the other thing that I would recommend in that aspect is like,
granted, I'm getting my sign-on bonus in a couple weeks.
Anyways. But no, I mean, even going back to that, or going past that, one of the added benefits of waiting for a game to come out and waiting not getting it right away, but waiting a little bit for
less bugs.
Well, less bugs. That's not what I was getting at. Is taking a look at how it looks, like watching somebody else play it.
Yeah, watching kind of like a playthrough.
Like a let's play, or a playthrough or something to that extent. So that way you can see, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what the storyline is. And you only watch like the first, I don't know, half hour. Or maybe you go even further and you watch an hour.
I give it 2 hours. That's what I give for everything. Shows, movies, whatever.
But you give it some time to see, is
if
this
you're
a
actually
story,
going to like it.
Yeah, is this a story that I'm going to get invested in and want to play? Is the game mechanics the same, or have they been upgraded, or have they been shifted so far that it makes it unplayable for me and I'm not willing to learn a new system?
And here's the other thing for me. It's not worth for me to buy the PS5 just for one game.
Well, no, I mean...
Is there other games that I'm going to enjoy that are on there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I'm not going to buy a system specifically for one game.
Yeah.
Granted, the one I'm looking at is the special edition Final Fantasy 16 edition.
Well, it's a bundle deal.
It's a bundle deal, but it's got the emblem for Final Fantasy 16 on the side of the PS5.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at that, and yeah, that would be cool to have. But if they sell out, they sell out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a system specifically for one game.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
That in itself is dumb.
I'm not going to spend $500 for a new system for a PS5 just to play one game.
Well, I mean, when we got the Xbox One, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got the special edition for it because Halo 5.
Yep, I remember paying
just
for
came
that.
out. Excuse you, I paid for that.
I paid for most of it.
No, you didn't. I paid for it. My own.
We paid for it.
I paid for it because it was the same day that I went ahead and I got the 2 TVs. I paid for it all because I was going to school and I had gotten a little bit extra from between work and my GI Bill. We had everything taken care of that we needed to. So I had a little scratch in my pocket and I went ahead and I did all that.
Either way.
But no, when I got the Xbox One, I got the Xbox One Special Edition, so it had the game preloaded and it had the cool outside to it. So I mean, yeah.
It's the Halo 5 edition.
However, I've had an Xbox, I've had a Microsoft product for years.
I still have a PS2.
I had a Xbox 360. I had several Xbox 360s when I was younger that I went ahead and I paid for. And I had different games that I enjoyed playing on it. So, for me, I knew that there were other games.
It would be a good investment.
Yeah, because there are other games that I could play. And even if there wasn't, I didn't feel like playing one of my normal games, I could go on to, the Xbox Game Pass and be like, oh, hey, what's free? That looks interesting. And I would download it, start playing a little bit. If I liked it, I kept it. If I didn't like it, I got rid of it. Kind of like Neon Abyss for, the Xbox Series X. We went ahead and we got it. We're like, hey, could this be interesting? Started playing it. I liked it. I went ahead and I said for you to start playing it. You love it. You've beaten everything for it right now.
Yep.
And, it's still one of those games that you go back to and you play when you don't want to play like Diablo 4 or you don't want to watch anything, or Crash 4. Crash 4 is another great thing. When did freaking Crash 3 come out? 90s, early 2000s, and then all of a sudden we
Crash
hop on
4,
here.
It's about time.
Yeah, we hop on and we see an ad for it, and you're like, hold up. And so you have me take a look at it, and we do, and you're like, we're getting that, and it's one of those nostalgia games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes. And see, the thing is it has that element of difficulty that when Crash Bandicoot Warped #3 came out, it had a little more of an element of difficulty, and it has so many different things, and it's actually really cool. I mean, you go through and the different masks that do have different abilities.
And the fact that you can use different characters, not just one.
And you get to play as a couple of the bad guys.
Yeah.
And it has those nostalgic players, NPCs, characters, the Gator.
Yeah.
And
Cortex.
Cortex and what is it? I forget the bad guy's name. That has the chick version of himself in the new.
The time space.
Yeah,
guy.
The time guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it has that element of nostalgia. It has that element of difficulty. And the thing is when I look at games, and for me, I'm 40 years old. I'm not the typical gamer.
Well, you're not going to be entering any sort of tournament to be like, I'm the best thing ever. You know, you play it because it's fun.
Enjoy it. And that's the thing is, like, I'm not your typical gamer. You think of gamer as the young 20s, 30s male.
Cracked off on Mountain Dew, eyes twitching with every movement because
and energy drinks. Fortnite's gay. Anyway.
Fortnite's dumb. Fortnite's dumb.
Very dumb. But no, my thing is like, I want to play a game because I enjoy it. I have a couple of friends that play Diablo 4. We have a couple people in the clan from Destiny that play Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I get to hang with them and play, cool.
If you don't,
cool. I'm still playing.
You're still enjoying a game.
Yeah, and I mean, when I can sit and play a certain game for hours, you know that I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And if I'm sticking with it. There are times like when I'm playing Crash 4 or when I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 10.
When you were playing Ori and the Forest.
Ori and the Blind Forest or Child of Light. You know, those games are fun in smaller increments. And I mean,
because the level of difficulty does ramp up and it requires, like, especially with Ori, it requires such, like, you need to have, like, lightning reflexes.
And that's the thing is, like, I don't want to play a game continuously that will be really, really easy and then all of a sudden it's really freaking difficult. Like, I like games like Diablo 4. It levels up with you.
It ramps up.
The enemies will be a little bit more difficult. The bosses just don't do anything unless you're at the same level or a couple of levels above.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing as like Destiny, because like when this newest expansion dropped for, you know, when Lightfall dropped, you were able to build up your power relatively quickly. Yeah. And yet you'd go to this new area and the symbols for the enemies weren't the normal symbols. Like, normally it's just like a red box with a line for their health, right? With some of the enemies in this new area, that open box was solid, and yet then you had the health. It showed like this is a difficult enemy, but not a powerful enemy.
And that's the thing.
The powerful enemies are the yellow bars.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's the thing. I like playing games because I enjoy them and because I have time to kill, or I
get the overwhelming urge to murder things, and killing people in real life is illegal.
And that's the thing. It's like I want to have games that I enjoy playing, but I don't want to have to buy a new system every time I find a really cool game that I want to play.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean,
it's like me buying appliances for the kitchen that I use, but I cook so many different things that I don't use them as often, and now I'm sitting here with appliances that are under the cabinet because it's too much counter space. You know, it's like...
Or like the deep freeze.
Yeah, it ends up becoming a catch-all, and I don't end up using it, which is driving me nuts. But that's
driving me nuts.
But
anyways.
like I don't see the purpose in... Okay, I just bought an Xbox Series S. Okay, I want to get the X. Okay, cool. That's more of a lateral movement for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the same system.
And I mean, we've got an Xbox One sitting out in a living room that we can move. It's not like we'd be buying the X and we'd have both the X and the S in here. No, we'd move the S out into the living room.
Yeah.
And
we would either sell the Xbox One or give it to somebody who
would enjoy it.
Yeah,
because it's still got life in it,
and it's still the difference between the Xbox One and the Series S and X is so minuscule that it's almost impossible to see. Like, little bit better graphics, a little bit faster, faster speed, but it's still more of that lateral transition versus like going from an Xbox to a PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's a bigger movement because you have to set up everything over again.
And that's the thing, and that goes along, and this is part of the reason why I don't like Apple products, is
every 6 months they're putting out a new iPhone.
And that's the thing, is like I know people that have Samsungs, have had the same Samsungs for years,
yep.
or they've had the same Android for years. I know people that are so obsessed with having the new iPhone, every time one comes out, they stand in line overnight to make sure they are one of the first people to get the newest iPhone. When their old iPhone, like
is like 8 months old,
or it still works perfectly fine.
I mean, we know somebody who still has an iPhone 3.
Right.
And she uses it religiously. Like, it's cracked as shit. It's slow as shit. The battery life is shit. But she still uses it because it still works.
And she doesn't want to pay $800 for a new freaking phone.
Oh, no. They're more... It's like a G.
And that's the thing.
Like,
it's like...
couple years ago, or maybe it was even last year. I don't remember.
Remember when they came out with that special edition iPhone 10, the rose gold?
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck are you going to pay $800 more for a color?
When we got my phone, right?
Yeah.
I went ahead and I was just curious and I took a look. And can't remember if it was the 11, if it was the 10 or whatnot. But I took a look at the iPhone that they had there that they were selling. $999. And I'm like, excuse me?
It better be, sorry, I'm going to take an old movie phrase. It better be sucking me and fucking me for $900.
$1,000.
But
for
you know
a
what I
fucking
mean?
Piece of plastic and glass that sits in my pocket.
And that's the thing is like
what do you got?
There's no purpose.
You know what else you can use $1,000 for? Buying groceries, making sure that you have gas in your car,
taking
care of your cell phone bill, going ahead and getting a new tattoo. And you could do all of those and still have money left over that you would have not spent on that phone.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like,
seriously?
Yeah, and remember the Windows Phone?
I wanted one.
I wanted one too, but I wasn't willing to pay that.
I was not willing to pay for that price tag. But no, like one of the newer iPhones, $1,200.
Yeah, and that's
I'm not
paying the same price for a fucking phone as we do for rent. Sorry,
that is
not
rent.
happening.
No, hell no.
I would kill you.
I would never allow you to kill me, but I would never pay that much.
It makes no sense. Like these people that own $200,000-$300,000 cars and rent an apartment.
Yeah, but I mean, we've really strayed off on this one. But no, going back to like sequel games that came out years afterwards, they do still run that risk. Yeah, they are appealing to the
diehards.
Well, no, it's not even that. I'm struggling. I said the word earlier, and now I can't think of it. The nostalgia, that's it, of the game and the characters and the story and the soundtrack, because some of these soundtracks are fire. But at the same time,
like Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, you're running the risk of alienating these people because the game's too different.
Or
they're
difficult.
Not wanting to pay that price, or it's hella hard. Or, they've just fallen out of love with the game. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, that's pretty cool. You have those risks. Like Diablo 4, I have full expectations. Within 6 months, the player count is going to fall off.
Yeah.
Just like what happened with all of the other sequel games. Like player count for Kingdom Hearts fell off.
Remember the multiplayer thing on Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah, the
Comrades
fell the fuck off.
It's not even running anymore.
Yeah, it fell off that hard that nobody was playing it. Like everybody got hyped for it, and then it came out and they started playing it, and they're like, "Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, no, I'm not doing this. I'm uninstalling it."
And that's the thing the thing is if they would have made it
better.
If they would have made it more cohesive with co-op.
Well, I will say if they would have made it a little bit better, as in some of the mission, like leveling up, moving the storyline of Comrades along, because there was a storyline. Then
that would have been cool.
It would have made it a lot better. Like you could play Final Fantasy with your friends, and that would have been dope.
Yeah.
But advancing the storyline, you had to rank up. You had to do certain missions, but giving you the ability to forge weapons, better weapons, giving the ability to pick up things, finding actual people who aren't rushing through, because I've done this like 4 times, and I'm trying to get one piece of whatever in order to do it.
And see, the thing that irritated me with Comrades is along those lines, where you had that power plant thing you had to get certain items for, or certain you had to beat certain missions for, and stuff like that. You had to collect
power in order to send power to another area.
Yeah. Sorry, but the thing is like the earlier missions, not too difficult. It had some element of difficulty.
Yeah.
But the ones that gave you more power were so overly difficult that nobody wanted to play the more difficult ones. They all only wanted to play the simpler ones, because they went from 0 to 10. They went from 0 to 10 on the difficulty, and it made absolutely no sense. So you're either grinding the same boring mission over and over and over again to send power, because as you power up these certain segments, it opens
the story up.
It opens the story up, but it also costs more power.
Yep.
So you're grinding these same missions over and over and over again. Say you're playing 3 different missions, you're grinding over and over again, and you're still not a third of the way there. It kind of makes it ridiculous.
Yep. So I guess final piece on this. Nostalgia games are great. Sequels are great.
You got to be careful with them.
Be careful with it. So I did my 2. We briefly touched on one, like I had asked, and then we got into this, and that was like, whoo! The bunny trails on that took us a hot minute to get through.
We kind of stole my idea for what I wanted to talk about.
Oh.
Diablo 4.
Oh.
But no, like,
you know what? I will say this: we'll stick to a game centric show this time. You know what really pisses me off?
Grind your gears.
Yeah. You know what really pisses me off?
What?
Games that everything is located on a server. And then
the server goes down.
The server dies.
Or another
fucking
the things
hell.
This section can be called the things that irritate you about video games.
Fucking hell. I was playing my game the other day. For those who don't know,
Destiny 2.
I play Destiny 2. Really fun game. I really enjoy it. Pisses me off. Because once a week, typically on Tuesdays, about 11 to 1-ish Mountain Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time.
Server goes down for me.
Bungie shuts down the server for maintenance. So that way they can
weekly
update. They can add stuff. They can fix some things. They released a new story part of a mission that you're on, because everything has to be fucking time gated. But they pretty much move the narrative along. And here recently, it has been a constant thing that after everything comes back online, shit goes sideways. And then 2 days later, everything's shut down for emergency maintenance because the update that they put out is fucked.
It's broken.
And then you can't play the game that you really enjoy playing for like up to 24 fucking hours. That happened 2 weeks ago, where Bungie put out an update. Everything seemed fine for like 15 minutes after the update went live, and then they had to shut everything down because they were having the servers weren't allowing people to log on. They were getting disconnected. They were getting booted. They shut it down for 24 fucking hours. Now, granted, I'm not one of those, I need my game. I'm not a drug addict for the game, but I enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the storyline that they're building week after week. It's interesting. It's cool.
What irritates me is...
Stop doing this shit. If you're not certain that the game is ready to go live, don't let anybody log on. Put out a message. Hey, and you've done it before, Bungie, where you've been like, hey, this is taking a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Please stand by. But at least tell us what the fuck's going on. So that way, if something happens and we get into the game and we notice something is fucked on our end, it can get addressed quicker. So that way it doesn't become a cascading failure.
The thing that irritates me with games, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be another one to be like, yes, is when you're in the middle of a mission and the game boots you.
Yes.
And you can't go back to that part of the mission and you have to start it over. And it happens to be the most pain in the ass part of the mission that you finally gotten through.
Or it just locks you out. Like soft locks you out. And you have to abandon that mission and then go back into it. Or it's one of those sensitive missions where if you fail it, then bad shit happens. And by getting booted from the game, it counts it as a failure.
Yep.
And then you have to then, God forbid, if there's no previous save states, you have to try to reload a previous save state and try it again. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Or you lose a lot. Like, I mean, when the beta was out, and granted it was the beta, so it's one of those things that I reported.
Well, it's one of those things, like betas are, I've taken
trial
part
and
in,
error.
I've taken part in betas. Betas are great because they can help the developer find a problem before it becomes a more serious problem.
And that's what happened with Diablo 4 on the beta. When I was playing a mission, the servers got overloaded and booted everybody out.
Yeah.
Well, because of that, it was like I died and lost durability on everything.
Yeah.
My armor, my weapons, everything.
Yep.
And then I had to pay to fix them.
Well, not pay like
actual
for those
money.
Who don't know,
like
not pay
in-game.
Like actual real life cash, but like in-game currency that can be used to buy like potions or better weapons or insert whatever
gems, whatever. Yeah. And speaking of paying, microtransactions.
But fuck microtransactions. Fuck microtransactions. I do them every once in a while because some of the shit looks cool. It doesn't add anything.
I want the
It
mounts.
doesn't give me anything. It's just something for aesthetics, and it looks cool. So every once in a while, if I have a little extra scratch, yeah, I'll go ahead and it's like, okay, cool. I'll pay for the in-game, like the pay
Silver.
for in-game currency, and then I'll buy the thing. But making things locked behind a paywall of a game that you've already spent $100 fucking on to get something that will improve your gameplay is bullshit.
And I mean, there's smaller things like on Diablo 4 that I want to get, like the mount.
Yeah.
The
one of the horses.
The demon horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was going to talking on microtransactions. That was one of the biggest things that people were so heated about when it came to one of these Star Wars games.
It became more of a pay to play.
Yeah, pay to win. Like, there were people who were playing it just like normal. But then you had those people who
have money to spend.
They're called whales. But they have a lot of money to spend, and they're able to buy all of these rare cards to get all these, to get all the heroes.
World of Warships.
World of Warships is another one. World of Warcraft is another one. I shouldn't have to. I
shouldn't have to pay a membership fee just to play my game.
I shouldn't have to dump out $40 to get a chance of getting something a little bit to get an extra chance.
World of Tanks, another one.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to pay money to have a better chance, not a guarantee, a better chance at getting something that is going to allow me to do better. Like that no. If you're playing a game, like this is one of the reasons why I love Destiny.
Microtransactions are the devil.
This is why I love Destiny. When I play a game like Destiny, right? All of the stuff that you pay for is like with silver, which is Destiny's like paying for currency in the game. All they are is aesthetics. It changes how your armor looks, or it gives you a cooler,
dance
emote,
move,
or it gives you a better color, or you get a cool ship to move from one place to another, but doesn't actually shoot anything.
Sparrow.
Yeah, it allows you to translocate yourself in game, kind of like a car, but it doesn't allow you to shoot from it or anything like that. All it gives you is aesthetic shit.
And that's fine, but
paying,
seriously,
having a game that you got to pay for, or that when you buy it, they have a bunch of microtransactions. Here, you could play as Luke Skywalker if you give us $100 to get a 45% chance to get him rather than a 15% chance.
Or my personal favorite, back to World of Warcraft. I really used to enjoy that game. Now you have to buy the game, the newest edition, and then you have to pay $40 to $60 a month as kind of like a quote-unquote membership fee so that you can go beyond level 20.
Yep. Makes no sense. It really doesn't.
And I wanted to get the new World of Warcraft because it seemed pretty cool. And then I saw the price tag on the game. I was like, okay, that's not bad. It was $40. Not too bad.
And then you did some research into it before you spent the $40.
And the membership fee is $39.99 a month. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. It's.
I'm not going to play a game to level 20 and be like, oh, well, there goes that character.
Yep. No, I'm not. I totally agree with you on that. Like, if I'm dropping money on a game, then I want to be able to access everything that's in there until
season passes.
Until a season pass pops up, and I'll get a season pass, or until the next expansion drops, and it just makes the world bigger. It introduces something new, something like that. I'm not sitting there paying. Here, take my money and give me this hyper accurate shotgun sniper rifle with a underbarrel grenade launcher with a
handgun attachment
and cup holders. Like I'm not paying
I can hold
money.
my Starbucks.
I'm not paying money for that just that way 2 weeks later. Oh, but there's a better assault rifle shotgun sniper rifle with an underbarrel and hand pistol thing with cup holders and chainsaws. I'm not fucking doing that shit. Fuck that.
No.
I'm sorry.
And that's that whole pay to win thing.
I hate pay to win shit.
Yeah.
I fucking hate pay to win shit. Like the biggest thing for me that pay to win, fucking mobile games.
Right?
Pay to win out my ass. Like you can kiss my ass if you think I'm gonna if I'm buying a game and then I'm gonna drop X amount of money into it. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Unless I am like a diehard fan, like I love this game, I like this studio.
Rage of Bahamut.
Yeah, I'm going to spend money so that way I can help keep something going. Then yeah, absolutely I'll do that. I'll drop some money into that. But if it's like one of those like, oh hey, here's a game. You control a mech. You shoot people with it. Okay, cool. By the way, if you spend money, you can get this better mech. No, fuck you. I'll earn it. Or if it's locked behind a paywall, well, then I guess I'm not fucking getting it. Because I tried that mech arena game. I've tried that mech arena game that we've seen a couple, we've seen ads for. And it's an interesting game. It has really cool mechanics and all that, but I am not paying fucking money for it. Or Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not paying money to be able to get like
certain classes,
certain characters.
Yeah,
like,
it's not worth it.
I'm sorry. Rage, fun game. I will say that right now. It is a fun game. I'm not paying money for it. I'm sorry.
Also doesn't help that they shut down the U.S. servers, jerks. Rage of Bahamut.
Oh, Rage of Bahamut, yeah. I mean, I think they ended up shutting down the entire studio.
No, it's still open European servers.
And Japan?
Yep, everybody over there has it.
Well, I guess we need to move to Ireland, like I said.
Right.
Anyways, speaking of games, what are your thoughts on like some of these newer games that have been coming out? Because like there's a couple that.
Which ones?
Well, there's a bunch that come out and they look interesting. Like they look cool. You know, I mean, you can go to any fucking store that you want to go to. You know, whether it's, I wouldn't recommend GameStop because fuck GameStop. But like, you can go onto like the Xbox game store. You can go onto Sony Network. You know, and you can take a look at like upcoming releases. And a lot of these places, a lot of these games are getting so much hype that it's just like, you know,
and
they
then
look
ends up
cool.
Being really freaking boring.
Well, sometimes. I will say that much. What are your thoughts on like some of these games that get so much hype and then it's almost like, okay, now what?
Okay, so there's a couple of them. I'm looking through I'm going in the Xbox game store.
Like Crash Team Rumble.
No.
But no, like, I love the fact that there are a lot of games that are coming out, right? And some of them look really fucking cool. Other ones, however, it's like, oh yeah, we've had something like this once before. We're just doing it differently.
Yeah, or they change the mechanics of it completely, and you're like,
Like, I'm trying to think of one that came out, and it was really cool.
Speaking of digital remasters, Mortal Kombat 1.
No. Correction. Mortal Kombat 1, not a digital remaster. It is a new game in its entirety.
That's kind of creepy. They're probably going to change mechanics on it,
But no, like, some of these games look really, really cool, and it wouldn't...
Hey, a dead horse.
She's talking about Assassin's Creed, by the way. But no, like, some of these games, like, they look cool, right?
Yeah.
And then you go ahead and you start playing, and you're like, I feel like I've played this once before. And you may not have played it before, but it's because...
It's like a cookie cutter.
Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
That kind of irritates me when it's like a cookie cutter thing. And I mean, like I said, with the dead horse, Assassin's Creed, like, it's the same fucking thing.
Well, in this one, in Assassin's Creed Mirage, they are changing it up a bit.
It's more Prince of Persia-like, though.
No. Not this one. This game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, that's coming out, is almost... They are having... You're looking at a skin, first off. But they are going ahead and going... They're bringing it back to almost... They're taking it from being such an open world thing, and it's still going to be slightly open world, but they're almost bringing it back to how Assassin's Creed, the first one...
Point A to point B mission based.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like those games. I like those kind of games because then I don't have to worry about, well, which direction do I have to go to get to this place again? Like, that's what irritates me about Diablo 4. It's like such an open world concept. It's great, but you think you're going the right direction, you make one wrong turn, and you're halfway across the world from the shit you need to do.
My big thing is I love when new games come out. I like hearing about them. I like, taking a look at them. I love the innovation that each new game comes with. I am getting so tired, though, of cookie-cutter-like games where it's like, oh, hey, this person killed your father. get revenge. Oh, hey, this person stole this from you. Go get it back. Or, stuff like that. And we need some new stuff. Like, make a game that's similar, right? I don't care. But then, random point, plot twist. And everything just shifts on its head. And all of a sudden, who you thought were the good guys are no longer good guys. Who you thought were bad guys are still bad guys, but they're not as bad as what they were being portrayed as. Like, give us something innovative. I mean,
give us something new.
The same thing's fucking happening in Hollywood. I mean, you sit there and you go to the movie theaters and you take a look and it's like, oh, hey, this movie is this movie, right? And then 2 months later, you're seeing another movie, and it's like, wait a second.
Didn't we just watch this?
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Give us something innovative, man.
One of those games that's like a cookie cutter is the one I'm looking at right now. Hot Wheels.
You shut your mouth. Hot Wheels is great.
It's going to be the same thing, though.
Well, it's racing. Like, there's only so much you can do with racing. Like, seriously. You get racing, you go around in a circle.
One of the things that I want them to bring to, like, backplay compatibility, Dermot is my, now I just lost my train of thought. It got derailed before the station was built. No,
I miss Midnight Club.
Midnight Club LA. That was a good game.
I just like Midnight Club. Because me and my siblings, like, we would go into free roam, and we would just dick around. And my sister would sit there and try to obey the rules of the road.
No.
Meanwhile, here comes me in this souped up super taxi with a plow on the front of it, and I'm just ramming into stuff, and I'm ramming into buses and yelling at buses like, hey,
burnout.
You're taking my fares. You're taking my money from me. And I would ram into buses, or I would run into her because fuck it, it's funny.
Burnout 3 Takedown is what I'm talking about.
Burnout was fun. I will say that.
Burnout 3 Takedown, I really wish they would bring to backplay compatibility.
Or just make a new one.
Right? One that goes back to that type where you had, like, the Burnout Revenge one that I had, I erased because I had beaten it. Like, I had all the stars unlocked. And that's the thing, is, like, with Burnout 3 Takedown, yeah, you had those types of missions, but you go back and you had a section that was just for crashing. Like, you can go in there and play the crash parts and the explosions and making money off of that type deal, seeing how you can top it. Like Tuk Tuk, that was one of the levels in there, and I broke the game. Yeah. Like, I destroyed every single vehicle and Tuk Tuk train in that level.
Yeah.
And it was still counting 20 minutes later because I broke the game.
But no, I mean, like, some games, yeah, that's fine. FIFA, Madden, racing games, you got the Grand Prix games, you have Gran Turismo, games like that.
The NASCAR racing games, those are fun. I like that.
Games like that, yeah, keep them the same. But give us some new fantasy game. Give us some new action adventure game.
I will take a 2D side scroller.
Don't use the same thing over and over again. Think of something new, guys. Come on, let's face it.
Yeah.
You want people to buy your game. You want people to spend money. Fucking make something interesting. Don't just be like, oh, hey, yeah, your sister has kidnapped and you need to rescue. Your father was killed. Revenge. Like, your cat.
Capture the flag.
Like, I will say this. One of the most coolest looking games that is so freaking, like, out there. Stray. There is no other game right now that is like Stray.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You play as a cat.
Cool.
End of the world happens, and there is no humans left on the planet.
Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator is another thing. But no, like with Stray, you play as a cat. There are no humans anywhere. They're all dead. In the world, you start off the game underground.
Oh, I know what game you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
That is a cool game.
Is it even available on Xbox?
I don't know.
Huh.
But that is a cool game. Like, make something like that shit, man. That is a cool idea. You play as a cat and there are no humans? Come on. But then you have, like, I'm going to say something and people are going to be like, oh my God. Fucking GTA. You want to talk about beat a dead horse? That is beating a dead horse.
We cannot get it on Xbox.
You know, but like, give us something new. Give us something entertaining. Give me something that's going to keep my attention and not want me to get rid of the game 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And this, like I said, this expands into Hollywood.
Upgrade.
This expands into Hollywood. We are putting out the same fucking shit.
We have the technology.
Or
use it.
Or we're putting out something so controversial that it's like, fucking really?
Yeah.
This is what we're putting on the air. Yeah, so what? Like, I forget what show it is, but there's so much buzz about it because it's pretty much like some abuse. Like, it almost seems like they're glorifying abuse.
Yeah.
But it's on Showtime.
There's also a game that somebody was talking about developing, and it kind of goes back to the first subject. It's built around Trump and his presidency, and you have to try to steal documents. You have to try to do all this. Yeah, somebody's trying to develop that, and I'm like, what?
You can make that well, you can't really make it a Flash game because Flash is no longer a thing. But no, you can make something like that.
Yeah, but the
you
thing
don't
is,
need like some big team to do that. Fuck, take 20 minutes.
If you're gonna do that, like, put all the presidents in it. Do you have any idea how cool it would be to play in modern day America as George Washington
or Abraham Lincoln?
Right, just try not to get shot.
Or
don't go to the theater.
Or William Henderson.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
But yeah, like,
we had a president from Pennsylvania.
Harrison.
Yeah. We had a president from Pennsylvania who literally served 90 minutes. Or sorry, it was like 90 days or something to that extent. Very short amount of time. He died because of pneumonia that he caught during the presidential speech that was taking place in the cold ass rain.
Yep.
And he caught pneumonia and died.
Yeah, it's like
only president
Oregon
from Pennsylvania.
Oregon Trail.
Fucking Oregon Trail.
You die of dysentery.
That was cool.
That was a great game.
RNG as fuck.
Like seriously.
You gotta pray to RNGesus on that one.
And that's the thing is, like, even today, I wish I could play the old school Oregon Trail.
I mean, you can. There are ways to play it.
Do you have an old ass computer with the huge ass floppy disk drive?
That.
That's what I mean.
No. Here's the thing. There are ROMs that people have ripped. Like, you can play old school games like that.
That would be cool.
Nothing has changed except for the fact that you don't have to put in a piece of plastic.
I wanna see them, like, digitally remaster Oregon Trail for, like, the Xbox. I want to see them make that
an actual fucking game.
Like Xbox.
Like first person fucking game.
That would be cool. Like educational games like that, that's fucking wicked.
That is cool. Like that would be something.
Historical games.
Yeah, well, that gets into a little bit of thing because
as long as you use accurate history.
Some of the Battlefield games.
History.
Some of the Battlefield games, some of the World War games.
No, and that's the thing. It's like you have to make like educational games would be great if you got to make them fun. Exactly. Like there was a math game, I forget what it was, where the numbers were falling and you had to solve a problem and you had all these numbers falling, you had to pick the right answer from those falling numbers. I remember that game in school and that was wicked. I liked that.
Eh,
or like science experiment games.
Give us some space games. Shit.
Space Engineers is pretty cool.
I'm not talking Space Engineers. I don't need to play Minecraft in space. Sorry. No, what I was meaning is like the last really cool space game that came out was Prey. That was wicked. That was interesting because I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but there was a huge plot twist.
I remember you talking about that game.
You know, there was a huge plot twist in that game. That was interesting. That was cool as shit. But like, stop doing the same fucking shit, guys.
Come up with some new ideas.
Yeah. And same thing with Hollywood. Give us something new. Man, I don't need to know about some 40-year-old...
And stop live-actioning my Disney movies, damn it!
Yeah. I will say that much. I will agree with you on that.
And don't change a Disney movie just to be PC. Shut the fuck up and deal with it. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
Pretty much. But I think we're going to call it here, because we've kind of...
Little bunny foot
something like
through
that.
the forest.
But thank you all for listening. If you guys enjoyed the episode, feel free to download us on Spotify. It really helps out, and it shows us that you want to hear more. The link to that is going to be somewhere. We are doing, we have activated listener support. So if you want to support the show, that link is definitely going to be in the description. So just, if you feel like tossing some money to us to help us out, that really helps too.
And see, Dad, I told you I'd listen to you.
Yeah.
Research.
Sure. Anyways, thank you all for listening. We will see you next week. As always, remember,
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. And we love y'all.
And don't forget, your dad did get a deer.
No, he didn't.
Bye. Bye.